Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Trade Talks Live. I am Roger Wakefield. Happy Monday in a way.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
you know,
been a
we've been
Monday
having
so
that
far, I
argument.
promise.
It feels like a Monday. But welcome back. It is Tuesday. This will be a short week because of Labor Day yesterday. And man, I got good stuff coming up this week. I'm excited. I really am. And I know you love Fridays. I hate to say it, I love Mondays because my mind works over the weekend and I'm like, oh my gosh, when I get in, oh my gosh, I want to do this. I want to do this. I want to do this. I want to work on this. And then he comes in and says, well, no, you got to slow down. You got to shoot a video. It's like, wait, what? I got stuff to do.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the Trade Talks Live. We do this every day except
for the weekends or major holidays, but Monday through Fridays, guys, we are here. Loving it, talking trades.
Yeah. And if you've been here before, as Matt McDonough has, welcome back. If you have not been here before, if this is your first time here, hang out. You're going to have fun. We talk about all things in the trades. We talk about like 11 different topics every other day, and we switch it up, and we may switch it up again. You never know. But the cool thing is we do this because I was taught if you will study your industry, your niche, your business, your profession, every day for 30 minutes to an hour, you can move up to be in the top 5%. And it's funny because one of the vice presidents at one of the big companies that we both worked at, I asked him one day, I said, man, how'd you get to be vice president? Because you know nothing about the trades. He says, no, he says, but I learned sales. And then I realized if I knew more about this business than the owners do, so now you know who I'm talking about, I can run this company. And he did. He studied his niche, his industry, his business, his profession. And guys, he ran that company very well. He went from a top salesperson. I mean, guys, you can make 7 figures a year in this trade by understanding everything about it. And it's not that we want you to learn everything we talk about, but we talk about this so there's less out there that you don't know anything about. So, as you see, I am not here alone.
That's it, everybody. I am Henry Wakefield, a.k.a. Squirt, as you see down on the screen. Randy, and a bunch of other stuff that he'll call me. Some on here, some probably not.
Some cannot be said on here.
I'm a 20-year pipe fitter by trade. My whole family's plumbers, and I get to run LeakPro now. And I love that. We would like to thank LeakPro for sponsoring today's episode of the Trade Talks, where we build the most precise leak detection system for professional plumbers. And guys, I always suggest checking out the complete kit at our website, leak.pro. The complete kit, it's the business in a box, comes with both pieces of equipment that we build. That probe, T-handle style with that stainless rod, super durable for that meter to the home service, anything underground, irrigation lines, stuff like that. But then also that sidekick. That's the pistol grip style with the aluminum rod. Love that when you're listening through slabs because it eliminates the layer of concrete that you're listening through. So check out the complete kit at our website, leak.pro.
And guys, I'm also a sponsor here because of a couple of different things I do. But number one, if you'd like to learn YouTube, guys, YouTube blew my mind. I realized that we could grow a business, grow a brand. We could grow to be the number one thing found for an industry just by people searching that industry. Anybody out in the world can go search plumbing and they're going to find me. What kind of business are you in? And would YouTube be great for your business? Because I'm telling you, yes, it would. If you think YouTube wouldn't be, that's just a voice inside your head. And I made a free webinar to teach you a little bit about it. If you want to learn more about it, go to justmattroger.com. And if you're already in the trades or you're in any residential service business, our other sponsor is Residential Service Professionals. It is a business operating system. It's everything you need or wish you needed or know you need, but you didn't even know it was out there. This is a business operating system for you. And if you want to learn more about it, go check out residentialserviceprofessionals.com. Now we're going to jump right into the national news. And there's big stuff coming out of Kansas City this week. Okay. They just approved what they're calling Project Kestrel, a 100 billion, that was with a B in case you didn't hear me, data center campus. Now think about it, guys, $100 billion, 379 acre site, phased out over 2 decades.
Yeah.
Now this isn't just one job. It's an entire generation's worth of work for tradespeople. Here's what that means on the ground. Electricians, going to be slammed. Miles of conduit, switchgear, standby generators, UPS systems, and cable tray running throughout these facilities. HVAC professionals, you're dealing with precision cooling, massive chillers, redundant air handling units, high sensitive airflow standards. We've got to experience a lot of that.
Yep.
Plumbing. That's everything from condensate drainage to high purity process water lines and piping that keep servers running.
Yeah.
Pipe fitters, welders. Who do you think's going to pop in all those chillers, boilers, all these redundant systems?
That's it.
Don't forget the civil crews, your site prep, your utility corridors, stormwater management, probably reinforcing local infrastructure to make sure it can support adding almost 400 acres of a data site.
Yeah.
Just to support the traffic. Now, the real kicker is the ripple effect. When you bring in a project of this size, you're not just building data halls. You're building neighborhoods around it, schools, logistics. Guys, everything goes around it. This is now the hub. It's a whole regional economy shift. If you're a contractor anywhere near the Midwest, now's the time to start watching bid boards and figuring out how you or your suppliers can get a slice of this pie. $100 billion project doesn't just change a skyline. It changes careers. It changes company growth. Guys, if this is your line of work, you need to be all over it.
Man, to lock in on a project, a 2-decade project, guys. And just like I said, it's not one job. It's multiple parts and pieces that are going to add on. And I'm sure it's going to be, here's the first building, then another building, and another building. And these have your primary systems and secondary because they do not let data centers go down.
Yeah, they can't.
Have to have that redundant there. So you're building it twice in the same spot. Love this. It's going to be tons of work, and it is a great thing that you can get locked into. It's going to be steady work for a long duration. And I know a lot of comments we get occasionally say, I'd like to go somewhere and just be there for a while. Here's you a project you can go and be on for a while. That's it.
All right, we're going to roll over into the bottom line, and this is all about money. Too many contractors still price jobs based on labor and materials, you know, the T&M deals. And I hate to say it, there's still some of these companies you can call and say, hey, what's your hourly rate? They're like, we're $149 an hour. Man, if that's you've got a lot to learn because that's very dangerous. Every single project carries risk, and if you're not pricing for it, you're gambling your margin away. If you go out to a house and I hate to say this because, you know, I speak at a lot of events, y'all. And I speak at events where people are still like, man, look, I'm cheapest plumber in town. Yep. But when you ask them about it, they won't raise their hand in front of everybody. They just tell you, look, I'm cheapest plumber in town. I'm busy. Okay, you're just going out of business faster than anybody else. I'm sorry. Think about the unknowns that T&M cannot cover. Weather delays, hidden pipes behind walls, change orders that come in late, inspectors asking for rework, all kinds of things. Now I know you say, oh, well, we're gonna put that on T&M too. No, they're gonna tell you, y'all should have done it this way to begin with.
Yep.
Okay, none of that's free and somebody eats it. And if you didn't put risk into your bid, that someone's gonna be you. The pros build was called a risk register. Before you submit a bid, you sit down and you ask, what could go wrong here? You assign a percentage of the cost of these scenarios and add it to the bid. It's not padding. It's not doing anything like that. It's protecting your company from going broke on a job that looks straightforward. One remodel contractor told me that he lost over 20 hours on a job just chasing hidden utilities that weren't on the plans. Guys, if you don't know where those things are, you need to put that in is hey, look, here's how long it's going to take. And if it goes over, we've got a fudge factor in there for that. 20 hours, profit margin was gone. If he added even 6% for risk, he could have covered it. Here's the part that customers need to hear. We don't inflate bids. We protect both of us from the unknown. That is the bottom line. There's a price for risk. Stop gambling your business on best case scenarios, because I'm telling you, I've been doing this a long time. I don't know that I've ever ran into the best case job. Just being honest.
No, and you do. You have to carry a risk factor. Like I can remember working with you at the plumbing company. Oh, we're getting on the roof. Here's the fee. There's a fee. Well, what is this roof fee? Well, we have to put somebody on the roof. That's the fee for us putting somebody on there. Well, why is it that much extra? Because if something happens, we're at fault for that. So every single roof that he ever gets on, there's a fee for that. Why? Because that one oddball occurrence, all the jobs paid for it.
And there's more to it than the occurrence. You've got to pull out ladders. You've got to pull out cords. You've got to pull out tools
There's extra work
weren't involved.
Yep.
And you've got to be able to explain that to them. And if people don't understand it, just, okay, you don't understand it. Thank you. Have a great day.
They've got to pull this 40-foot extension ladder, and they might knock a window out.
Or they may hurt their backs, which mine's kind of hurting today. Yeah. Hello, good morning to Taylor Kemp. Says Taylor Kemp says, good morning, fam.
Good morning.
Let's get it. Man, we're all about that. Mr. Miyagi at Plumbing and Squirt. Hope you guys had a great Margarita Monday. As a matter of fact, it's exactly not it. It's a protein shake. It looks a lot like a margarita, though. It looked like it so much it had me fooled. I'm sorry.
There you go.
I mean Labor Day. Ha, ha, ha. Hope you guys keep doing awesome things. Wish me luck on my chiller technician review. Absolutely, bro. Tell them you know me. We're good. Go LeakPro. Don't forget to like and subscribe. He's talking to every one of y'all watching. Yep. If you have not shared this video with somebody that needs to learn stuff like this, if you hadn't hit the like button, if you haven't, ring the bell so you know when we go live each and every day. He's talking to y'all. Plumber in the Trade says, morning, gentlemen. First day of plumbing trade school for me up in Canada.
Nice.
Very exciting. Had welding this morning and have trade math this afternoon. And doing it in French, which is a nice option.
Ooh.
Canada speaks English and French.
Interesting. Love that, man. Good for you.
Texans, we speak English and Spanglish.
Yes.
Just being honest.
That's right.
Helping Hands Handyman Services. Good morning, my fellow tradesmen. That's exciting. Should I move? Hey, if there's that much work going on in Kansas City, it may be worth it. Morning, fellas. Hope you had a wonderful extended weekend. Gen X Plumber, we did. Mac McDonough back in says data centers are pretty neat. I've seen a bunch of them pop up and communities follow right after. Yeah. Amen. Says, I'm in Vegas. Risk is a gamble depending on what hits you day by day. And guys, if you're not looking out for it, you're going to regret it.
That's it.
All right. Randy Safety, lockout, tag out. Now this is a big one because both of us, we've studied lockout, tag out. We've been trained in lockout, tag out. We've used lockout, tag out. We've seen people get hurt by not doing lockout, tag out the right way.
Yeah. And sometimes even get hurt trying to do it the right way. But there's unforeseen things even then still sometimes that you just don't know it's pressure, like a valve that was bleeding by some, but it was a bad day. But guys, lockout, tag out. Most people think that it's only for big industrial plants during shutdowns. But honestly, the truth, guys, service techs face just as much danger on small jobs. You can get electrocuted on this big piece of equipment or this itty bitty thing. It doesn't matter. It's still got power going to it. And it doesn't just have to be electrical power. It can be gas, anything like that. But like, picture this. A tech's working on a rooftop unit, okay? He assumes that the disconnect's off, but it isn't locked, okay? Well, another crew comes by and flips that breaker. Suddenly, you've got live panel, okay? That's how people get hurt. Why? They knew the unit was off. They just wanted power back on. They wanted air down there. I mean, oh, something happened. Oh, yeah, here, kick it on. Not realizing. These are the things. This is why lockout tagout was created, okay? Because every single service truck out there should carry a portable lockout tagout kit, guys. Tags. It's not just the lock. It's lockout tag out. The tag has to actually have a good phone number, a good way to contact you. Okay? We're talking locks, tags, a hasp, two hasp, a lock box if you're on a large project where a bunch of people are on crews. Okay? They don't cost much, but it can save lives. And that's what really matters. Okay. It's not just HVAC, plumbers dealing with water heaters, electricians on mini splits, even welders who need to be sure that gas lines are shut. Okay. Every trade has a spot that this actually matters. But you want to make it simple. You want to color code the tags by the trade and add one more step to your service ticket. The last person out signs off that energy is secured.
Yep.
Okay. There's a story out of the Midwest where a motor burnout cost a contractor $5,000 because somebody didn't lock out the breaker. It wasn't even a safety injury, just poor lockout tagout practice here, guys. Safety and money go hand in hand, though. You need to lock it out, you need to tag it out, and you need to take it seriously. If it's locked out and tagged, it's there for a reason. Call the number on the tag and talk to the actual worker. Side note, don't ever leave your lock when you go out of town. I've had that happen. They cannot cut that red lock off. It does not matter where you're at. Yeah, that one will bite you occasionally. I've seen
Yeah, and if you're shutting down expensive equipment, they will tell you, you better fly back now.
That's it. Your vacation is over.
Yeah.
Head
Well,
home.
man, I just got here. It don't matter. You should have been smart enough to pull this.
You got that key, right?
Yeah.
Good. Come on back.
Yeah.
That's it. Take it that serious, though. That's the major thing here.
Matt McDonough, are you in Vegas Wednesday or Friday? Just question. We may be.
That's right.
No, we will be.
Well, yeah,
I can already
we will
tell you. All right. New construction. July's construction starts report painted an interesting picture. Okay. Non-building projects, highways, civil, bridges, infrastructure, stuff like that, they're up. But non-residential building starts were down. So that tells you a couple of things. First of all, if you're a vertical contractor doing offices, retail, and commercial builds, you're probably feeling things slowing down a little bit. Meanwhile, if you're in heavy civil, roads, bridges, utilities, bridges, all kinds of stuff like that. I said bridges twice. All the road work around it.
Hey, the way the bridges
The
are going
civil.
nowadays,
I know,
they're
they're
like
building
5 stories
twice as
tall.
fast.
Hi,
I
baby.
know.
Love it.
You're in demand. But Randy, this helps suppliers out too.
Big time. You know, rebar, aggregates, silver, all of the civil products to actually make these things happen. These are getting leverage as civil projects heat up everywhere. And I'm telling you, I'm researching for tomorrow. We're going to be talking more bridges and roads. Why? This is the major thing that's going on right now. Love to see it, though, because our infrastructure needs it. We're trying to play catch up, and that's why all these projects actually matter. But contractors that normally stick to the vertical work may want to partner with some roadway crews to stay busy. It can keep your guys going. And this is what we mean by watching the market. Don't just follow what's in front of you. Track where the dollars are actually going. That is information you can use. You can pivot some crews, retrain your foreman, and adjust bids so that you can actually ride the civil wave instead of just waiting for commercial starts to rebound. It's not happening right now. Sometimes we do have to shift and get some abnormal projects from our normal wheelhouse, but it's something that we are perfectly capable of. So keep this in mind. Check out there, see what you've got to keep your guys busy and keep your crews going, because the commercial slow currently. Don't expect that to last long, though.
And you know what? I love this because, look, residential is not always going to be massive. You know, it's not always going to be, we're building 1 million new houses this year, every single year. But when you start looking at all this infrastructure around it, guys, we need the roads. We need the bridges. We need the civil work done to make it where we can do a lot of this other stuff. If we're not improving our roads, we can build neighborhoods out that nobody can get to, and people are going to be like, well, I ain't moving out here. Can't get there.
Yep.
And, you know, I remember when Salina and Prosper started growing, they're trying to bring the North Dallas tollway up to help stay caught up. And it's not even to get ahead. My thought is don't just stop there. Go 50 miles north, because guess what?
That's where it's headed.
This expansion is going to keep expanding. And I remember I heard this about, 10, 20 years ago. Said, look, buy property between here and the Red River, because by 2030, 2040, they're going to be calling that North Dallas.
Yeah.
North Dallas goes all the way up to the Red River.
Yep.
Because it's just a bunch of little small towns between here and there.
Slowly expanding and growing everywhere.
I mean, look at it. Anna's got a Buc-ee's.
That's right.
You know, that's kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's huge. And guys, like, I did some expansions up there many generations ago, decades ago. Holy cow, it's been that long. You drive that corridor now, there's businesses everywhere. It's going east, it's going north, everywhere. Business is booming, and it's growing all over. Follow it and check it out. And roads are there. Neighborhoods are soon going to follow, like we were talking about the data centers and stuff. So,
Matt, Randy and I come in Wednesday. We don't know our schedule yet. We're going to sit and talk. Normally, we just come in, rent a car, and go straight to Utah.
probably planning on Friday night or something.
That's
just what I'm. Yeah.
So probably Friday night. It depends. We've got other friends meeting us too, so we'll keep you informed, brother. Just want to let you know. Money management is very important to continue business growth. And if you're not keeping on your money, you're not keeping it on your business.
It's the only way you can keep business moving.
All right, mindset growth. So let's be real. Everyone's had that nightmare job, the one that goes sideways, bad plans, bad weather, bad luck, bad contractor, bad employees. You lose money, you lose sleep, and it wears your self out.
Yeah.
The question is, what do you do after that job? Do you stew on it? Do you get mad, or do you squeeze the value out of it? Okay. The pros run was called a structured retro. You finish a job, and with 24 hours, you grab the team and ask, what went wrong? Okay. This is also called a post-mortem. We've talked about this. What should we have done differently? Then you can't just talk. You convert those lessons into checklists or SOPs immediately. Because, guys, if you keep doing it the same way, guess what? It's going to happen again. Then the next Monday, you share the top 3 takeaways with the crew so they don't repeat them. Then you make sure that on the next project, those lessons are applied. Not even applied, addressed. You get everybody together. When that job kicks off, anytime you bring in a massive amount of people, say, hey, guys, look, we're going to have a huddle again because we did a job similar to this. And we've got a lot of the same foremen, a lot of the same superintendents, a lot of the same people, whatever it is. Here's the things that we're not going to let happen this time. We're not going to let lack of labor keep us from being productive. We're not going to let running out of tools slow us down.
Yeah.
We're ahead, we're doing things right. But it's not about blaming people, it's about coaching, and it's about turning pain into process. Okay, that's the recovery mindset. Every bad job is a study case. You already paid for it. You might as well learn from it. Learn the lesson and make sure that you don't have to pay for the same mistake again. Because, guys, if you're doing the same thing over and over again, the exact same way, even when you make mistakes, it's like, oh, well, you know what, man? We'll get better next time. Let's keep doing it the same way.
Yeah.
You might get a little better, but you're not going to get better enough to recoup a bad project.
I hate to say it, that's almost the definition of stupid.
Yeah.
If you're not trying to change, don't expect a different result. Because if you don't change anything, it's just going to keep going down the same path. You don't want to do that. You have to learn from your mistakes. I talk about it a lot on here. When I make a big mistake, it's like, hold on, wait, what was it that tricked me on that? Because I normally don't make a big mistake like that. What was it? And then it's something really small, and it's like, how did that get? Holy crap. Hey, guys. I screwed up. I know I seem stupid. It was something this small. But hey, don't forget about this because it actually got me. So you've got to remember that. And you've got to do that. So definitely learn from the mistakes. Make yourself better. Pass it on to that crew. Okay. Don't just learn it. Oh, yep. Office knows. Great. tell the workers that we're actually on the job, because if they don't hear about it, guess what? Next job's not going to be any different because they never got that feedback as to what went wrong. You've got to keep that open line of communication all the way throughout your company down to the worker that's doing the work.
All right, now we're going to talk about sponsors here. And one of our sponsors, of course, is LeakPro. And one of the biggest advantages LeakPro gives contractors isn't just equipment or the training, it's the market differentiation. Now, we talk to people about a lot of different leak detection equipment all the time. Training is the difference.
Training's the major.
And nobody does training like we do. And I'm telling you, I know, because I've been to the training on the East Coast. I've been to the training on the West Coast. I hadn't gone through the online training because I saw no point in it. And look, training, guys, is something, if you get trained the right way to do something, you're amazing at it. If you get trained the wrong way, or you don't get training on a great tool or a great piece of equipment, it can mess you up. Tell me about the training here.
And guys, just like I told the guy this morning, if you really want hands-on training, you want to leave with the confidence, I've got a slab out here extra thick, so it's difficult. You start out with 130,000 square inches, and you're going to pick one and go, that's where the leak is. By the end of the 2 days, you will be within 12 inches every time, because you're going to learn the process, guys. You're going to spend 2 days with me. We're going to go out there. First thing we're going to do, we're going to locate lines so that you know exactly where every line is under my slab. Then I start creating leaks. I'll run you through 30 to 50 in that 2 days. Depends on who. Everybody learns a little different rate, a little different speed sometimes when you're listening.
It depends on how many people are there.
Depends on how many people are there. There's a few things. Also, I've got one outside of the slab too, so that I can teach you what it sounds like for just a normal underground leak. But then I've got a couple sewer systems set up. One cast iron, one plastic, where we'll teach you to go to the double clean out outside of the home and be able to do some isolation testing to determine precisely where a sewer system's leaking. So if you want training to be able to do leak detection in-house, quit subbing it out, quit waiting on... Man, I heard a guy call the other day. He's like, look, leak detection's 8 weeks out here. I can't have my customers wait 8 weeks. No, you can't. Give me a call. We can get you in. I can get you trained within that 8 weeks, and you can go to that same customer and get the job done. Give me a call, guys. Let's talk about training. Give me a call at 1-8888-LEAKPRO. If you want, you can hop on the website, leak.pro. You can book me for a little Zoom call there. We can get on and do a video conference and actually show you the equipment and discuss it a little further. So hit me up.
And it's funny because the first plumber that we trained brought 2 plumbers with him and told us he paid for the training and 3 kits. The Monday he went back because he closed a leak job that would have gone to someone else, did it, found the leaks, and made the repairs. Now, guys, that is what differentiation gets you. Get the training, understand it better than anybody else. Now, this video is also sponsored by Residential Service Professionals. If you need a business operating system that helps you automate things, it helps you as the owner, it gives you the tools, gives you the software, gives you the coaching, gives you the training, gives you the scripts, gives you everything that you need, that all these other best practice groups are telling you, look, you have to do it this way, get in this cookie cutter, do it just like the guy next door to you, do it just like the guy next door to him. No, you started your company because you wanted to be different. Residential Service Professionals teaches you how to be different. No matter what residential service business you're in, there's systems and processes that can help you do things the right way, where you're still building your companies. You're not telling your employees, you have to go out there and hardcore sell every single person. You have to take them from a repair to a replacement every job you go on. It's not the way to do it. Your techs end up hating you. They think you're just trying to rip people off every day, and that gives you a bad reputation. Join a best practice group that gives you the business operating system that you need to do things right. Check out Residential Service Professionals. It can change your business. The other thing that we do, and the reason we do it, is because of YouTube. Now, I decided to be a sponsor of this because I think YouTube completely changed my business. It changed everything we did and the way that we did it. YouTube in the next few years is going to be more important to your business than your website, because YouTube is where people go to search. It's where people go to find things. It's where people go to find the answers. And if you're putting content out there that tells them you're the right answer, you're the best company, you're the best fit, you're the best value, you'll end up with their work. So if you want to learn more about YouTube, go check out the free webinar that I made at justmattroger.com. And I'm telling you, go through it open-minded and think, wow, you know what? We could do this. And if you do, I truthfully think it could change your business. I know that it did mine. Again, go to justmattroger.com. Okay, all trades. Now, Randy, here's a practice that pays off across every single trade. And this is one, there's money involved for it, and you can put good money in mobilization.
The first 24 hours mobilization. That first moment on the job really matters, guys. Like, I can remember my first time I ever hit the job as a superintendent, new job. And it's like, oh, man, what's the first step? All right. Guys, there's been way too often, though, that the first day on site, it's wasted because they don't really know what to do. They're not sure. Materials aren't here yet, okay? They arrive late. I've been there, yeah. Sometimes they don't even come that first day. It happens. If you didn't talk to them, you didn't have that communication going, you knew you were on top of everything or not. Nobody knows where to actually set up. There's nobody there to talk to yet. Where can I set up? Where can I put my materials? Trades are tripping over each other because everybody's just trying to get in there and get going and get started. Well, who's really laying out the exterior of the building so that we can all have something to lay out from? Mm-hmm. Instead, guys, standardize this, okay? Within the first 24 hours, lay out staging zones where people can do. This may change in a couple weeks. It's fine. This is what we're going to start with that first day, okay? Just set it. Set temporary power. One of the first things that you need. Establish some of the safety areas. Where do we require all PPE to be addressed on this site? And also get a quick walkthrough with the GC if you can before the first full work day ends. And that's one of my majors. I always try to hook up with the GC and get a full rundown with them. Let's discuss how this site's going to go, where we're at, what all's going on. But there was a contractor that called it Hour 23 Walkthrough. Okay, the foreman and the GC meet just before the first day wraps up. They fix any of the issues. And by day 2, the site is humming a lot better because they took that little bit of last minute time to shift some things for day 2 to be better than day 1. Clients actually notice this too. And crews, they notice it more because we're not stacked on top of each other anymore. Yeah. I've got my spot. They've got theirs. Nobody's on top of each other. This is great. But also, you can save a week's worth of chaos just by owning the first 24 hours. So standardize your normal steps. This is how we go. This is who we talk to. These are all the boxes we need checked day 1 on that job. And it will benefit you a lot.
You know, I love this, but as a superintendent, if I knew, hey, Roger, this is your job. I've already had prints. I've already placed orders. I've already gone through and done things. I would literally talk to whoever we're getting our connexes from. I wanted to see the connexes before. I wanted to see the connexes empty. Do I have racks? Do I have shelving? Am I able to hang pipe? What can I do in here? Is it set up the way I want it set up? Because I want it set up to where my yard dog, his job's easy.
Yep.
Then, and I tried to do this like a week in advance. Okay. And if they're like, well, we don't have it yet. Well, guys, my job's a week away. You better get it today. I want to see it. And if not, we can cancel this order. We can find somebody else. You done pissed me off now because I let them know a month in advance or 2 months in advance. I need this connex set up a week before so I can start looking at layout and figuring out where I'm going to put everything. because I'll go through and design the layout of the Connex. I want these fittings here. I want this. Now, my yard dog can change it later. I'm fine with that. You want to set it up what's easy for you, fine. But I got to get this job started. And if I already knew who my yard dog was going to be, get him involved. Hey, this is how I'm wanting to set this up. Do you have a problem with it? Guys, have it ready. I could even say, okay, now that it's ready, put our first order in there. Just put it in boxes in the floor. We'll put it up later, but go ahead and get our stuff in there. That way, day one, we're opening the doors, we're putting things in place, but I can hand stuff to plumbers if I need to. It works. All right, laws and license. Now, contracts. You've got a lot of experience with this.
Man, contracts are where a lot of safety disputes get messy. Okay. When somebody gets hurt, guys, the question always comes up. Whose job was it to enforce safety? For most companies, it's pretty clear. Guess what? If you're the superintendent, you're responsible for your crew's safety, period.
Every freaking day.
But there's a tier too, okay? But honestly, guys, that's why smart contractors push for clear contract language about safety roles and indemnity. Okay, you really want to spell out who owns the oversight, the major oversight of all safety. Yes, I know that you're the plumber, you're responsible for the plumbers, sure. But somebody on the GC side needs to be making sure that you're watching your guys do safety, that you're the right person that owns it. But you want to require every sub to submit a written safety plan and make sure that the training records are documented. Were they really trained, or, yeah, all my guys are good, we're good, let's go.
And I love this because we've been on a lot of jobs that you had to go in safety training to even get on their job in their room. Like, hey, you're gonna sit in our office. We're gonna give you a 1 or 2 day safety training.
That's right.
Before you ever walk on a job site, and they start talking about, you're just like, hey, I had this training a month ago. It's like, okay, sit down.
That's great.
Have fun. You're going through it again.
You're doing it again.
Because you're getting the sticker on our hat saying you've had our safety training. And you were awake and you paid attention. You weren't back there playing on the internet.
So, I don't know how you acted in your last training class. I know how you will act in mine.
People used to hate me when I did continuing education. When iPads first came out, dudes would pull up their iPads and they're sitting there working. I'm like, excuse me? And they're like, yeah. So what are you doing? So like, well, I'm working. No, you're not. You can't work and pay attention to what's going on in here. Yep. And they'd get upset. It's like, I don't care. Get mad. Walk out. I don't care.
Bye.
You're here to learn. I'm here to make sure you're going to learn.
Yep.
And they'd get pissed. It's like, turn it off. Put it away. Don't pull it out. I don't want to see it. Guys, safety is huge.
So big. Because, guys, we've seen some cases where dailies in the tailgate logged into the right language that saved a GCE from a massive claim because they could prove that the subcontractor had responsibility. Yeah, the GC kept an eye on him, but it was that sub's responsibility to make sure their people were following everything they were trained. Finger pointing can get very expensive.
Yeah, especially when attorneys are doing it.
Yes, then it gets super expensive. But if you have a clear contract, that prevents any of that arguing, that finger pointing. It's clear, you know.
And in today's litigious environment, guys, like everybody wants to sue everybody.
Yep.
Everybody. And you can't afford to leave safety roles vague. Make sure that if you're supposed to have a safety person, you've got one. How many hours a week are they supposed to be on the job? Make sure everything is spelled out exactly like it's supposed to be.
And then I'm going to teach y'all the same thing I always was taught. Don't ever be the competent person on the job.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, because if anything happens, you're the one in trouble.
Yeah.
Or make them pay you to be the competent person. And then you've got to give me time to walk away from my duty as a plumber.
So that I can
be that competent person.
Yep.
Yeah, I can't be the competent dish person if I'm up on the 14th floor and y'all are doing underground for the next phase.
Yeah, that's it.
You're not going to put that on me. Mm-hmm. And make sure you get paid for it.
That's right. But yeah, it should clearly call out in the contract who is actually responsible for the safety on the site. It matters a lot, and it can save you a lot on the back end.
Randy, business training for estimating.
Man, it's not just software. Software is great. Don't get me wrong. Like it helps a lot, but honestly, it's the pre-mortem. Okay.
And I've never been involved in a pre-mortem.
I love pre-mortems. I've been involved in a lot. But guys, before you actually send a bid, you need to imagine the job failed. Okay. You sit in a room with people that have some experience, similar projects. Why did this one fail? Okay. I want you to talk to estimators, project managers, foremen, superintendents, labor director, whoever. Like, have somebody, you know who the right people to pull in the room are. But you're going to want to be able to brainstorm the top 3 reasons that this project could go south.
And I hate to say it, when I've got those people together,
they've got some lessons learned.
Yeah, but normally, and I have to say this, a lot of times the project manager is the one, you're the reason this job failed.
Yep.
If you don't give me the materials I need, you don't give me the tools I need, you don't give me the people that I need when I need them, that's a problem.
Yes.
And they don't want to hear that. They're like, man, my job's to watch the money. Our job's to get this job done. There should be money in there for it.
That's right.
But brainstorm the top 3 reasons that it could go south. Then bake those risks into the bid. That's where your estimator comes in handy.
That's right. We were talking risk earlier in today's show, guys.
This is what it's about.
You have to have some risk coverage there, because if not, guess what? It got you, and guess what? You paid it. So you do have to cover yourself for some risk. That's why you do this. Either it's a contingency. Look, we're going to include this. If it doesn't get touched, it doesn't get put into the contract. Nothing. Some notes, or even some alternate pricing. CYA, baby, is so important. But what you're going to find is cleaner scopes, fewer RFIs. One of my favorites, because I hate going through RFIs and waiting for that back and forth, because you know it's going to take 10 to 15 emails before you actually even get an answer yet. Hopefully it's within those. But also bids that are going to protect your company instead of actually exposing it. That's why you want to think about these 3 fails as to what do you need to cover. Okay. And it's proactive problem solving is what this is, guys. A little imagination before you submit can actually save a mountain of pain later. And I learned this in the industrial world because site access. I had to think about this when I did job walks. It's like, what's really going on while I'm looking at this? How easy is it for me to get from one space to another? Things like this. Because that site access can really bite you in the butt big time. Because if it takes you twice as long to go from the entrance to the workspace, it takes them 30 minutes. It's a 10-minute walk. That needs to be figured in on that front end, because those are some things you got to think about. But if you don't have the right guy in the room that's like, hey, how was actual site access when y'all did a job walk? If there's not the guy in the room to ask that question, guess what? You're not even going to think about it. So make sure you've got the right people in the room so that you can think about that and look into it.
And getting the right people in the room and trusting their knowledge, saying, hey, look, we need to talk. Here's why we need to talk. Here's what it's all about. And guys, if you'll do that, it makes all the difference in the world. All right, we're going to roll into vehicles now. Now, this is about hitting the road, okay? Most tradespeople don't realize how easy it is for a pickup and trailer combo to cross into the Department of Transportation territory. And there's a new rule, and I heard this on the radio this morning, just going to let everybody know. If you're in Texas and you're not over 5 feet tall, you have to have a booster seat to drive. A new law went into effect yesterday. I'm being 100% honest. I just saw the Department of Transportation because that's who brought this all up. If you're not over 5 feet tall, you need a booster seat to drive. I'm just telling you. All right. So anyway,
really?
back to vehicles. Once you hit a certain weight limit, you're in commercial vehicle land, and the rules apply. There's pre-trip inspections, lighting and brake checks, load securement, driver files, And I promise you, I've crossed this line many, many times. We've seen crews sidelined for hours on the road. Guys, you don't want to be there because the strap was frayed or the driver didn't have the right paperwork or even the right driver's license. That's wasted labor, wasted time, and a bad look for your entire company. Start simple. Teach your crews on securement standards. How do you secure the load? Take photos of every loaded trailer and keep a driver file with the motor vehicle records and med cards if required. It's not just compliance, it's uptime insurance. Because if you're not looking ahead, and I like that uptime insurance, because guys, if you're not doing these things, there's going to be downtime. Your crew's with the pipe trying to get out the job because there's a crew out there waiting to install it for a shutdown is sitting on the side of the road. And they're trying to get through the Texas Department of Public Safety's inspection. So, well, I didn't know that couldn't be frayed, or I didn't know there needed to be 16 straps, or I didn't know it weighed 40,000 pounds. You don't think my brakes on my truck will stop it? It's been stopping.
Stopping just fine.
Yeah. Look, you pulled me over. I stopped. It took 350 feet, but I stopped. Guys, you've got to understand what's going on. And these are just things that, man, it's safe to know the rules. And that's really what it's about.
That's it. That's the major. And I love, because I was a piping guy. And I don't think we ever really did here's how we always strap piping to our commercial vehicles.
I know we didn't.
Everybody had a different setup.
Yeah.
Once somebody found out, oh man, you can get pipe racks that actually have these ratcheting deals
built on
to actually pipe it. Everybody needs to put those on. Did they put them on all the trucks? No. Why would we do that? No, if you want them, y'all order them. Okay, like, and it's like, dude.
Yeah, or if you don't have some kind of ratcheting system or strap system already, then you can order some.
Yeah, like,
yeah.
Secure the loads, learn the rules, create the same setup. Actually train your guys the way you prefer to have it set up. And I know it's always different a little, and some loads are heavier than others. So make them think about it and actually teach them how to rough calculate the weight.
Okay, Matt says it's only bad if you don't have a backup plan. Plan around the plan. Just to be safe, a smart man learns from his mistakes. Genius man learns from other people's mistakes. I love that. I'm glad you learned a lot from me. I'm glad. I'm just going to say, because I made a lot of mistakes.
I like to try to learn from others, yes.
Go LeakPro and Roger Wakefield Plumbing Education. Matt, if you're not over 5 feet, you're going to need a booster seat if you drive in Texas. I'm just telling you. Matt says, I got pulled over once traveling to Reno. They said we needed to weigh you, so I responded with a why. Because I'm fat. I love that. That's good. Yeah, why do you need to weigh me? Is this personal?
Am I too big? Am I too big for this vehicle?
Are you profiling me?
Yeah.
Are you profiling? You don't like fat people or what? I get it. I get it. All right, guys. Today's social media spotlight is A. Ross Welding.
Did I blow the road out? Oh, sorry.
There you go. And if you're in the welding world, you probably have already seen his videos. He makes welding approachable, practical, and entertaining. He posts real-world welds, gear demos, down-to-earth advice that resonates with both seasoned professionals and apprentices. What makes him stand out is authenticity. He's not overproduced. It feels like you're standing next to him on the job. Now, for younger welders, it's inspiring. For veterans, it's relatable. And for the industry, it's one more voice making the trades visible and cool online. So, Randy, why did you pick A. Ross Welding?
Pipelines, baby.
The real work.
Like, it is. And this guy, he came across my feed years back. Pipeline feeds across my shorts. And just watching the pipeliners set up, hanging out under their hooch, umbrella, sitting there just welding, burning rod, baby. But he wants to be your in-between guy, your friend and your first in. Now, he does have a welding school, things like that, which is great. I love people using socials to promote the things they do and to promote the trades. Welcome to the club. Love it.
Great opportunity.
He started back in 2017, has over 253,000 subscribers.
I love it.
Broke that quarter. With over 63 million views. And just like it was saying when you see some of his videos, you just feel like you're standing there on the job with him, and he's telling you some of the tricks. He teaches you some of the spots where they're actually doing some of the workshops. He travels the country, does a lot of welding workshops and stuff. They go, and you'll see him hanging out in the parking lot, just doing some different things. Teach you how to miter stuff like that. Stick welding rodeo. Goes out and does a lot of pipe fences, stuff like that. But shows you a lot of the pipeline work. And I didn't get to work on a pipeline. I knew a lot of pipeline welders, so I got to see a lot of pictures and video of it. And it's pretty freaking cool because they just come down like this train of trucks. It just pulls out on this pipeline, and everybody pops in their spot, and everybody starts doing their part. And this thing just keeps moving and goes all freaking day. Doing some new things, built tiny house, working on some other projects too, which I love to see. Major thing here, guys, love to see people going through, doing the thing. And it's just real down-to-earth welder. Makes me think of a lot of the older guys that I came up under. First welding machine. Best starting machine for a pipeline welder 7 years ago. This was his first video. Good way to start out because that's one of the first questions that most pipeline welders, what kind of machine do I need on my truck? Okay. Now, the most popular video we've got, why pipeline welders wear pancake welding hoods. Everything you need to know. I always wondered why originally. I've seen they make some really cool freaking welding hoods to get in some tight spots. Some that you just hold in front of your face because you can't get a hood in these tight little positions and stuff.
I had one time for welding because I had to lay it on my back under stairs. And it was a
leather sock.
Leather that had a hood on it. It was cool. It was
I've had to use one.
It was hot, but man, they're great to have when you need it.
Yeah. I had to get in there and do some cutting. I had, a welder that was using one of those. Sure was, but when you get into those tight spots, there's a way to do it. There's a safe way to do it, too, because that leather keeps your head protected. Something I really love, though, cutting towards basics, guys, to get that clean cut every single time, set your torch properly and use the right speed. Sorry, that's a side note.
Good stuff.
Latest stuff, stainless steel TIG repair, some of the stuff like that. I'll go over to the shorts real quick. Oh, on the driving range, got to show off that personal side, also your hobbies and stuff. Share that on socials. Show what you do. Look, full flight, kind of like ones you get a hold of a lot. Out here doing a test, I'm sure. A couple coupons. They do tests all the times. You've got to go in and do multiple tests. In here, building tees, things like that, doing some automated cutting, teaching you some different things to use out on the job and kind of how it's done out there on the pipeline. It's different than a normal job site for sure.
And it's neat stuff. And it's welding. Look, we love talking about welding. We're getting ready to build an event center, so we've been looking into a lot of welding. So neat stuff. Okay, best practices. Today, guys, we're closing it off with best practices brought to you by residentialserviceprofessionals.com. Today's focus is marketing in a box. Most small contractors know they need better marketing, but they don't have the time, they don't have the money, and they don't need to try to reinvent the wheel. That's where plug and play templates and funnels come in. Imagine this. Your CSR has a phone script that books more jobs on the first call every time. Every estimate automatically triggers an email and a text to follow up to nudge the homeowner to say yes. And then after the job wraps up, a text goes out asking for a 5-star review, and there's a link to where it just makes it easier to do. And this helps boost your online presence without any effort. That's the power of a business operating system that is already built. They save you months of trial and error, and it'll turn your marketing from random to repeatable. You find out what works, you track it, you look at the data. Everything becomes a data-driven decision. So stop guessing. Start growing. That's what a good business operating system does. It puts systems and processes and things in place to help you grow your business. And it's not about growing somebody else's business. It's not, hey, we want you to get in and do it just like the company next door. You need to charge more because they are. You need to do this because they are. You need to dress just like they are. Guys, look, everybody can do it different. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't wear uniforms. I'm not saying your van shouldn't be branded. But you can do some things your way. If you're building their company, building it the exact way, word for word they tell you to, you're going to upset your CSRs. You're going to upset your technicians. I saw technicians used to call me and say, dude, why do we have to go out and do it this way? I'm like, man, because that's the way they're telling us to do it. And I understand it. I wanted to be that plumber that walked in and fixed the problem. I didn't want to be the one that walked in and just tried to sell you a whole bunch of stuff you really didn't need. So if you want to learn more about it, go to residentialserviceprofessionals.com and find out what a business operating system can do for you and your business. Now, if you want to learn YouTube, and that's one you can talk to me about. I actually made a webinar to teach people how to do YouTube. It teaches them that you don't need a lot of fancy equipment to start out. You don't need a lot of views. You don't need a lot of subscribers. What you need to do is get started. You need to learn to tell your stories. Why did you start your business? What do you do better than everything else? What do you do better than every other company out there? Us, it was slab leaks and leak detection. Man, I got good at it. That's why, man, when Randy came in, I said, hey, look, we got an opportunity here. And he said, okay, let's do it. I still remember the day when we got the phone call saying, okay, it's yours. Have fun with it.
Yep.
And it's like, man, this is going to be a game changer. And it has been. It's been great. We have got to help so many people. But he sold it to me because of what we were doing on YouTube. He says, look, I love the way you deliver messages. I love the way you help people. What business are you in that you do things better than other people, and you've got things that you could teach people to help them be better people? Because that is what it's all about. If you want to learn more about YouTube, go to justmattroger.com. Watch the free webinar. It will change the way you see YouTube. And I truthfully think in the next few years, your YouTube channel will be more important for your business than your website is. It will be if you do it right. So go to justmattroger.com, check it out, and then come back in and let me know what you think. Thanks, guys.
And everybody, we'd also like to thank LeakPro for sponsoring today's episode of the Trade Talks, where we build the most precise leak detection system for professional plumbers. And when I say the system, guys, I suggest the complete kit. It is the business in a box. Comes with both pieces of equipment that we build. Comes with that probe, T-handle style with a stainless rod, super durable. It's what we prefer for that meter to the home service. Anything underground, irrigation lines, things like that. But if you're listening through a slab, you're going with that sidekick that comes in that kit. It's got an aluminum rod on it. It's a less dense metal, so it enhances the sound more, which eliminates that layer of concrete when you're listening through driveways, sidewalks, patios. Slabs for the home. Love that sidekick. So check out the complete kit at our website, leak.pro. But also, if you're not familiar with how to do leak detection, give me a call, because I offer a 2-day in-person training here just outside of Dallas, Texas, where I will teach you exactly how to go and do leak detection on homes. So give me a call at 1-8888-LEAK-PRO. I'd love to talk about the equipment or the training and how we can add leak detection to your list of services. So give me a call.
So, guys, look, we get to do this each and every day. And I love the fact that we do it. We get to do it because of y'all, because y'all come in here. We truthfully think that by getting in here, learning more about everything we do is going to make us better people. And it's not so you know everything about everything. It's so there's less out there that you don't know anything about. And that's why we do what we do. And I just want to say thank you to y'all. And you know why we say y'all?
Why?
Because we leave out OU because it sucks.
That's it.
I'm just, oh, sorry. I had to throw that in there.
I'm going to say because I was born in the right state.
I know. But guys, what we do, we get to do this for y'all. And I do. I just want to say thank you. Matt McDonough says, haha, they saw the strain on my tires, got me out of the truck and said, oh, haha, back when I weighed like a boulder. Yeah, I know that feeling. I was there. I've lost a little weight, so I feel better. Matt says the new hoods are awesome. And oh boy, welding is awesome. Okay, gentlemen, got to go be a hero. Keep doing awesome things. Love you. Bye. Go LeakPro. Matt, thank you, brother. Love that you jump in here each and every day. So, guys, thank y'all so much. I hope you had a wonderful Labor Day yesterday. And since you were off yesterday, think about safety today. You want everybody to go home like they came in. So whatever you do out there today, do it safe and have fun.
Everybody, happy Tuesday/Monday. I know it's a short week, but definitely stay focused this week, guys. Get out there, hit it effing hard. You know we will. See you tomorrow. Bye.
HVAC Guide for Homeowners says, be safe. We will. Thanks, guys. Y'all be safe out there.